Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode of Emidiv Kitchen. Guess what we have in stock in this kitchen today? We are going to bake a very big cake. Yay! So sit tight and see how our cake goes today. So come with me, let's go to the kitchen and have fun. Nice to have you in my kitchen. So as usual, let me wash my hands first so we can get started. Washing. Right. So now the next thing I'll be doing is introducing our ingredients for our cake. For my cake. So I will be using 2 pounds of unsalted butter, vanilla flavor, and for this I will be using 4 tablespoonfuls of vanilla flavor. For preservative, I will be using 2 spoonfuls of vanilla flavor preservative. This is nutmeg. I will be using 2 spoons. And this is baking. I will be using 4 tablespoonfuls. This is salt to give it a nice taste. I will be using half tablespoon of this. And here I have raisins, which we usually call cake fruit. I will be using 1 cup of this. This is sugar. I will be using 2 pounds of sugar. And this is flour. I will be using 2 pounds of flour as well. And for our big cake, we will be using 20 large pieces of eggs. So let's get started. So just as I said earlier, we are baking a big cake today. And as you can see, my mixer is a medium-sized mixer, which means it will not take my mixture. But what I'll be doing is I will only mix the butter and the sugar. So the mixer can properly mix the butter and the sugar to make it fluffy. So once it has been mixed properly and fluffy, I will have it transferred to a big bowl where I will be completing my mixture for our cake. Yeah. So now the first thing I'll be doing now is transfer my butter into the mixer, and then followed by the sugar. You can see what I'm talking about. It's a big cake. So this bowl will not complete our mixture. And then we need to, whenever you're working with a mixer, the best thing to do is to start from low to medium and then to high frequency. With that, you know, the food items or anything you have in your bowl will not, you know, split or splash out of the bowl. So what I'll be doing is I will start with low heat. Sorry, I mean medium power to high frequency to make sure it doesn't split out of the bowl. As you can see, it's still in the mixing process. It's not yet fluffy, and this is the right time for me to add my half tablespoon of salt so it can blend in while we wait for it to mix properly. So whenever you're making your cake, you still need something like this. It's a spatula, so you can use that to, you know, scoop the mixture, or to have them gathered up to the middle of the bowl, so they don't get splashed all over the bowl. And as you know, cake have rules. You need to follow the rules. If some part of the cake does not, you know, mix properly, you are not going to get a good, or you are not going to get what you desire, because what makes it to be a cake is having your mixture mixed properly and fluffy. So we want it to be fluffy, and if you start having seed-like particles in it, it's not good at all for your cake. So these are part of the rules you need to apply whenever you're baking your cake. So this is about 15 minutes into the mixing process, and as you can see, the texture of our mixture is beginning to change. The first time we started this mixture, it was the texture was in the form of a solid, but if you look at it now, it's now lighter, which means it has started getting fluffy, and the mixture is beginning to be loosened. The main purpose of the mixture and having it get fluffy is to incorporate air into the mixture, and that is what will make our cake to rise and also give it its texture. When you compare cake with buns or donuts, there's always a difference. It's the fluffiness of the cake or the fluffiness of the mixture that makes it to, you know, have that texture. So you need to make sure you abide by these rules, making sure your cake mixture is properly mixed and very fluffy. The more fluffy your cake, the better texture you will get. So now I am still going to allow my cake mixture to, you know, keep mixing until I am satisfied. You know, it depends on your mixer as well. You may have a bigger mixer which does not even require longer time as mine. But as soon as I'm done with mixing this, I will let you know how many minutes I spent on this. And it also depends on what you want, the texture you want. But I want my cake to be very fluffy. So that is the reason why I'm going to give it enough time to incorporate enough air into my mixture. So sit tight and keep watching. So as you can see, our mixture is now very fluffy, and you can see that the color has now changed. And if you can see this very well, it looks as if you added water to it. This is what we call fluffy. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to add our egg bit by bit and let it mix a little bit again. While this is mixing, I will sift my flour, and then bring in the bowl. I'll be using to complete the mixing process. You will have to add bit by bit. mixing, the next thing I will do is to sift out my flour. Before I do that, we will need to add our baking powder. And just as I mentioned earlier, we are going to add 4 tablespoons. And I will also be adding my nutmeg as well before sifting it. My baking my nutmeg, and I will be adding 1 spoon of powdered nutmeg, and then I will mix them together for sifting. So the main purpose of sifting our flour is to remove unwanted particles and to incorporate air into it as well. You know, just as we have been just as we have been mentioning right from the onset of this baking, the most important rule is to incorporate enough air into your cake so you can get a good texture. You will also do that for your flour as well before completing the mixture. So, as you can see, the more I do this, the more air I add to the flour. And know that our cake is dirty. This is part of the nutmeg particle. So this is not dirt at all. It's part of the nutmeg particle. So you know, you don't want to be chewing seeds in your cake. This is what some people doesn't like. Some people don't like anything that feels like stone in the food they are eating. That is the reason why we need to sift it. So my flour has been completely sifted, and this is my mixing bowl. The next thing now is to have my mixture transferred into the bowl, and we will now complete the process. And the next thing now is to transfer it to the bowl. I need to So now the completing process. So when mixing with hand, or if you are mixing your cake using the manual method, that is using the hand method, there's something you must know. You have to do the mixture in one direction, that is anti-clockwise or clockwise. But for me, because I am right-handed, it has to be clockwise, so I don't mistakenly turn the hand anti-clockwise. Did you see that? That is our mixture. So the next thing now is to add my flavor. So we are adding 4 teaspoons of the vanilla flavor. And for the preservative, we are using 2 tablespoons as well. And then set aside and mix. So for this very particular part, I am adding 1 liter of whole milk. And then mix. Do not forget to mix in one direction. And the next thing is to start adding our flour. One time the next thing is to start adding our flour one at a time. So the next thing is to start adding our flour bit by bit. And as we are adding, we are mixing at the same time. If it were to be a mixer, you know, the mixer will be mixing while you're adding the flour, but you will need to remember that you're using your hand, so you'll be mixing while you're using the other hand to scoop the flour into the mixture. As you can see, this is a big cake. Yeah. Always remember to scoop the side of the particles on the side of the bowl to make sure you have a uniform mixture. So it's to get to a stage where you know because you're using your hand, it gets thicker and you find it a little bit difficult to walk the spatula through the mixture. So that at this point your mixing may be a little bit slowed down. We are almost done. Our cake is almost ready for the oven. As you can see, the consistency is now becoming thicker. But because I already have my standard mixture for this, I still need to add the remaining flour. I love my cake to be thick. This is not sponge cake. Sponge cake does not require lots of flour. But when you're making a heavy cake, that is the real cake, you will need a little bit more of the flour. And that is the reason why sponge cake is usually different from the real cake. Sponge cake is lighter, while the real cake have more density. Well, caking, for those who are used to baking, we all know that your baking area is always messed up by the time you're almost done, because you keep having particles falling down from the flour, particles, you know, spilling and all that. So it's a normal thing when you're baking. So that is why some people will say, some people who are into this catering business will always say, if you are where they are working or where they are baking, or even some cooks will say that you will not like to eat it because the area may look messy, not that they are dirty, but because the food particles will keep falling off, so everything may look a little bit disorganized. But once they are done, everything will look so beautiful and you will be attracted to it, wanting to eat it, because they were able to have a good finishing. And so do not bother about how this place looks like at this time. We are still going to make it look beautiful. So our mixture is ready, and the last thing we need to do is to add our nutmeg. Our mixture is ready with very nice consistency. I like it, and I can start seeing the fluffiness of the cake already. So the next thing now, or the last thing we need to do in our mixture, is to add our cake fruit. Just as I mentioned earlier, we are going to add 1 cup of the cake fruit. So if you want to know if your cake is, properly mixed or not, all you just need to do is to scoop a little bit of it and try it. So when you roll it over your tongue, it's going to feel creamy. But if it's not properly mixed, you will still be having that taste of butter and sugar, and they will tend to be kind of separate when you try to roll it over your tongue. So that is one thing that will make you to know that your mixture is not properly, or something is missing. Then another thing you need to know is, whenever you're baking, if the sugar is too much, you're going to notice that the cake will become so flappy. It will be flappy, and then the middle of the cake will kind of sink. And if the butter or the margarine you're using as well is too much, when your cake is baking, you will notice, and that's why some people notice that they are baking for hours, the cake is not getting done, and the middle of the cake is becoming so watery, not getting done at all. So those are examples of the features you're going to see if your cake if your cake is not properly mixed. So now, without wasting time, let's go and set our oven ready and then come back to this. I already have my cake pan. This is a 3 by 18 inches cake pan. I already melted it with oil and then lined it with paper. The reason why we usually line it with paper is to make sure the cake doesn't get burnt, and even if it gets burnt, it's not going to stick to the bottom of the pan. And lining it with paper also usually give us usually give us the opportunity to easily bring out the cake from the pan. That is, the cake will slip out of the pan with ease without breaking or sticking to the pan. So let's go set our oven. I will be setting it to 50 minutes, and if that 50 minutes is not enough, I'll add more time. However, I usually do my baking at a temperature of 350 degrees. So we have it at 50 minutes, and then the next thing is to transfer my cake to the pan. And just for the benefit of this video, because I am still going to decorate this cake, I'm still going to ice it as well. So I will be making another little pan from it as well, so my viewers can see how our cake turns out to be. You know, if we have it all in this pan, it means most of my viewers are not going to see how the cake look at the end of the day. So just to make sure we all have a taste of this cake today, let's make a little pan. This is 3 inches by 6 inches cake pan. So this is enough. Always make sure your cake is about, that is halfway the pan, because it's going to rise, or a little bit half above the mid, a little bit above half the pan. So by the time it rises, it will, you know, level with the height of the pan. So this, I have enough here, but I think I'm still going to complete this process by adding the remaining part of the cake mix to my big pan. So that is how to start your cake, or basically this is how to mix your cake right from the scratch. It's very easy, especially for someone like me that like baking big cakes. You know, buying cake mix, for someone like me, it's not economical. So I prefer starting my cake right from the scratch, and also getting all the ingredients I want in it. I'm also going to make another video called coconut cake after this video. That is what I'll be doing as well. So if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to see how to make coconut cake. I love that as well. So to make sure, as you can see, the platform is, you know, is flat and leveled. You can also, you know, raise up your cake and then hit it a little bit, just to make sure it forms a uniform plane. So that it's just to make sure it's compressed and form a uniform level. So one side doesn't, you know, rise above the other side. It's going to form a flat surface. I will do that for this as well. Once you have, well, I usually have people complain that your cake is not leveled and all that. In as much as you have a flat surface, this is a flat surface and uniform leveled surface. So, and the pan also is, you know, is a plain, it is a plain pan, and it's also flat. You know, it's, you know, it's, when you look at it, the base of the pan is, you know, aligns with the plane of the table as well. So if you have that done and you heat it just the way I mentioned earlier, you should get a flat cake. And for this as well, so that is our cake mix. The next thing is to transfer our cake to the oven. However, we need to wait for the oven to be ready. As soon as the oven is ready, we will have it transferred to the oven. So now my oven just beeped, meaning it's ready for the cooking. So you need to carry this carefully. Please always use your glove. And because this pan is thicker than the aluminum pan, I am going to put this on the oven has heat at the top and below, so it doesn't really matter, but I am still going to put it here. So sit tight and continue watching. Now all we need to do is to go relax, take some drinks while waiting for this. I may as well watch some movies or read, just to keep myself busy while I wait for my cake to bake. So please don't go away, stay tuned. As you can see, I have my plate with me getting ready to test our cake. So I can't just wait to test this cake today. The cake is ready, and all we need to do now is to go bring it out and then see how it looks. So this is our cake. This is the little one and this is the big one. You can see that the cake was fully baked and looking very nice. You can see crispy, and when you dip in your, if you want to know if your cake is done or not, all you just need to do is to get an iron spoon or something. Once you dip it in and bring it out, it shouldn't be sticky. If you can see here, did you see that? That is to tell you that our cake is fully cooked. However, if you try to check it and it still feels sticky, like watery, you should know that your cake is not done yet. And we will do the same for this. So you can see our cake is fully cooked, nicely cooked. And the next thing we need to do now is to test our cake and see how it tastes. So before I do that, let me get a platform to bring out my cake first. So now I have my tray here. I am going to bring out my cake, and you will see what I was talking about earlier, that you need to put in a paper or any form of barrier to separate the pan from the cake so it doesn't stick to the pan. So now we are going to just bring out our cake and see how it looks. First, did you see that? Very simple. I like this. And if you want, you can just pull up this, but most time I don't do that. It doesn't stop me from cutting my cake to see how it looks. You can see, very nice, very, very nice. Yeah, you can see this is very nice. Oh no, well, doesn't really matter. You can see, did you see that? Our cake is fully cooked, really cooked. So I need to taste this cake to see how it tastes. Let's see. This tastes really good and very delicious. You just need to try it. All you just need to do is to just try it out someday, and I'm sure you will really like it. This cake is very, very good. In fact, you can't separate the taste of this cake with a cake that is an industrial made cake. This is a very nice cake, and I'll be enjoying it today. All right, thank you for watching with me all this while. I truly appreciate it. The next thing we are going to do in the next video is to show you how to decorate our cake. We are going to decorate this cake, but that will be in the next video. So in order to see that, please click on the subscribe button so you can receive notifications, and also like this video and also share. If you have any comments, please put them in the comment section below, and I will be more than happy to respond back to any questions you may have regarding this this cake or this recipe that we have successfully made today. Thank you for staying with us at Emidive Kitchen today. Hope you do like the video, and if you do, please subscribe so you can receive notifications.